Welcome back to the railroad, everyone. In today's video, we're going to rebuild a damaged Aristocraft RS3 engine. And we're going to install Revolution Train Engineer radio control with diesel sounds. So, in today's video, we're going to be taking a couple of old Aristocraft RS3s that I got at a estate auction. These were basket cases. This one is, of course, a Great Northern, and there's one other one that is a Rock Island, which is a little more torn apart. But this one actually is the one I'm going to rebuild because I have more parts for it and it looks in better condition. I have a little bit of it on my table here. This is a little bit of an idea what it's going to look like. I've had to scrounge some parts off of the Great Northern, and the one thing that I don't have, there's only one of, are these marker lights. And I might be able to cast some of those in resin. It's nothing that I'm really that concerned about, so long as I can make the lights work well, the headlights and interior lights. I'm not going to worry a lot about little things like that. But the rest of the engine looks good. The two power trucks are almost brand new. I've already put a power switch on it, and on the other side is the linking pin because I'm going to be using the Revolution Train Engineer with a diesel sound. So that'll be our main electronics in it because whoever had this before took all the electronics out. However, they did leave a nice speaker in here. This is a 8 ohm 5 watt speaker. This is what came with these, I think. The sound all comes through here. Of course, we're not going to be having smoke, so that unit's just for show. So taking a look at this little unit on our base, I've already run my power switch through here. This is the wire for the linking on the Train Engineer. Now, these wires coming up from each of the ends, you have a yellow, blue, green, and a brown. The yellow and the brown are for track power pickup. We're not going to use those. The blue and green are for your motor control, power running to the motor. So we've tested this already. I've already got a set of wires running into these plugs, so we'll just continue with that when we do our setup. The battery is not going to be installed in here. I don't like running batteries in the engines. I know I've got plenty of room for it here, but what I am going to do is put plugs out either end so you can have power to either the forward or rear end of this unit. So that's where we're going to go next. We'll run our power, and then we'll start assembling this unit. Okay, well, I tested the lighting, and I'm not an electrician, but I know simple wiring. And when I try to run power to these, they appear to be incandescents, portion of them, and others are LEDs. And with my simple wiring, it didn't work. So I'm going to be rewiring everything with all LEDs. So I'll show you what we get when we're all done here. All right, well, seeing as the lights that were in this did not work, I've got it hooked up right now to a 14.4 LiPo battery. We have our headlights, we have our cab light, and we have our marker lights. Okay, so we had to remove the headlights and the marker lights from here. And now we have our markers and our headlights as such. Okay, now we do a little more wiring in here. We've got to wire up our receiver. What I've decided to do is run a battery car with this engine. I can hook it up from either the rear or from the front, so whichever way, but I do need a battery car only because the batteries that I found in the LiPos are a little tight for this engine, and I don't really want to do a lot of carving on it. So we have our on-off switch here. The cab is all lighted, both the front and the rear. Couplers look good. The trucks look good. I am going to lubricate them a little bit before we put them out there. Now I have to assemble this all. So that slips in here. This unit slips here. And it's a little tough. I'll have to repaint this to a black, which is fine. This just slides in. Okay, now it's a matter of going underneath and putting the screws back into this to hold both pieces. Then we'll try it out. I'm actually going to test it out right now. I have a battery pack here. Let's see just how well she goes. So this is a 14.4 LiPo battery. Always making sure that the leads are red to red and black to black. I've shorted an engine that way before. Okay, we have it set up right now on controller number 1. So this is my number 1 controller. Turn that on. Okay, I'm going to readjust you a little bit here. And pop is on. Or I can do a single blast. There she goes. She's looking good. Okay. And I think, yes, my lights are all lit. Everything's looking decent on it. Okay. So, let's get her bolted together and go out and put her on the tracks with a battery car. All right, well, I think we've just about got her. Our Rock Island RS3 is pretty much assembled. I had to scrounge to get all of the stanchions for the handrails, but I think I've got everything. Some of it's a little different colored, like that's a Great Northern color for the steps on that end. This is the black, this is the correct colors for the Rock Island on this end. And things are a little off on it, but for being 2 pieces of scrap, they look pretty good. This thing runs real well now. And the only thing I really have to paint was this, was missing completely from this engine. So I will paint that so I will take this and paint this black, and then that should have everything done, and we've got our little Rock Island engine. Let's go run it. Well, I think we finally got her put together. This is our little Rock Island Line RS3. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Be safe, stay healthy. We'll see you down the rails, and God bless.